This is Brady Michael,
Anthony Lutzel,
Jared Keys,
and Kevin Witt.
And we're back out here with another game analysis on CSGO. So, what do you guys think is the central claim of CSGO?
Well, your first impression of this game really is a lot to do with teamwork and communication. Because when I'm playing, I'm not using a mic when I play. So, I kind of lack that communication with my team. You really struggle because you can't call out, enemies where the person is laying the bomb. So teamwork is really important when you go through and play the game. Communication is a very important part also. And then if you don't have this teamwork and communication, it can get really challenging and affect your strategy on what you do in the game.
For me, for instance, whenever I play CSGO, I'm always playing with bots because I stink at this game. And basically, with that, sometimes bots just make random comments and you can respond to them, even though they act dumber than crap, but they still call out like, oh, I'm defusing the bomb, or I need help over here, and that sort of thing. And that can sometimes help whenever I'm playing personally, although most of the time the communication I hear whenever I'm playing with other people is mostly just mean words, basically.
Whenever I was playing casual, there was no call-outs or anything. It was just making fun of people like the stupid Asian in the lobby or something. So I guess communication would come in key if you're playing competitive. They got a competitive mode, which is pretty cool. I think that'd be more challenging than casual or bots.
I've played a few competitive games. I've got a lot of hours in the game. It's got a very steep learning curve and a high skill ceiling.
So is the communication more like there in competitive than it is in casual, would you say?
With the lower ranks, it's pretty much a free-for-all, but there's a lot of people that are willing to work together to win.
So going off communication and teamwork, I think this game can get really competitive, and you can tell that through the other players when you hear them. They get really angry, and I myself get really angry when I'm losing in this game.
Well, competitiveness and communication fit in with our embedded gaming values, which is competitiveness, communication, and then skills. The game is very competitive, and it relies heavily on communication in order to have the best experience and be able to work as a team. And it requires skills because you can't just go out there with the mind of a baby and just get shot immediately. Yeah, it definitely relies on those values very heavily.
So would you say that you need those gaming values to enjoy playing CSGO?
I'm not very skilled at it, and I get killed a lot, and that kind of makes me a little bit mad, although it makes me want to practice.
I was about to bring that up, Anthony. I was going to say how being competitive in the game really builds and makes the game more enjoyable, because if you go out there and you're not trying to be competitive or trying to win, then you can't really get the full effect of the game.
The biggest thing that will change the winner of the round is the economy.
And that plays into our gaming scene and our rupture point. It's all about how you manage the money, and that will then affect whether you win or lose the round and how well your team will do throughout the game.
You can still win on a save round where you don't buy anything, but it's very hard to do against a team that's fully bought up.
In that short amount of time in between when you initially come into the game where you can buy something and up until the match start, it's a very short amount of time. And in that short amount of time, you still gotta make smart decisions on what kind of grenades you get or equipment and which primary weapon you need. That can have serious ramifications on how you play the game, whether you're up close and trying to get a lot of people or if you're like held in the back and in like sniper mode. So basically, whatever you decide there will impact what the best way to play the round is for you.
Yeah, and if you don't buy quick, it could end up getting you killed later on in the round, because if you're trying to push a bomb site, the other team could already be there because you took so long trying to buy your guns.
Well, it really builds on your critical thinking skills, because like you guys were saying, you have to be a quick thinker of what you're going to buy and how you're going to use your money before the round starts. And again, you don't have that much time to think about it, so you have to make snap decisions depending on what game mode you're in, what map you're playing on, how your team is playing, and what your skill set is. Like Personally, I like to snipe, so I prefer the sniper, but depending on what map we're on, if you're in a close quarters map, you might choose something more like a submachine gun, and you have to have that in the back of your head when you're playing and making a decision on what gun to buy.
For a game like CSGO, the thinking skill kind of builds because you got to get used to the buy menu and stuff in the beginning of the game. So as you play the game more often, you'll be better at making quick decisions throughout the game.
Quick thinking skills also go into when you're actually in battle, because you have to react really fast when you see an enemy, because they will kill you instantly. That has happened to me a lot.
Yeah, CSGO is a game where one bullet to the head kills you. If you're not making those quick decisions, you're basically going to die.